Welcome to the Excelsior Health Podcast. This is the podcast for busy professionals and busy parents who are looking to lose fat while building strength and ultimately transform their health. What we do, guys, on this podcast, we take the complicated, messy, confusing things about fitness and nutrition, and we break it down to simple, understandable tactics. So that way you guys can transform your health and build a consistent lifestyle. All right. I'm your host, Coach Cory Fernandez. I'm the owner of Training for Warriors. And today I have a special podcast episode. I got two of my long-lasting students that I love and trust. And guys, today we're just going to have a conversation. I just basically called them up and said, hey, I need to bug you and I'm going to ask you guys a bunch of questions. So we're going to have a conversation. Today we're going to kind of go back and forth, ladies, about like fitness industry, coaching, and then a little bit about like Training for Warriors. And why is this a place you guys have spent so much time with? And, you know, maybe the type of people that would best be suited for a place like this. All right. So I guess first question that I'll start with is like, what are some things with the fitness industry that maybe like frustrate you or like just like confuse you? Whether it's now it still does, or even in the past, you just like, it would always be something that would bother you. Miss Jara, we're going to start with you.
Okay. I think for me, like I started at a very young age with fitness, you know, with coaches at school and stuff like that. But as I grew older, you know, you get into these commercial fitness clubs and you know who they are. And you walk in and you are just invisible. They give you this program and they don't talk to you about the things that you're looking for, where you're at in your fitness journey at that particular time. They throw this stuff at you and it's like, it's daunting.
Yeah.
Right. And here it's the total opposite. There's a discussion, there's a meeting, and there's an introduction.
Yeah.
Right. So I think for me, the most frustrating part is just being that person that walks in lost and you're hoping for the best because you've made that decision to take that step, but there's nobody to help you walk those steps.
For sure. And fitness is like, it's a scary thing. Like a lot of people are scared of fitness and it should be the opposite. It should be the place where people walk in, they feel encouragement, they feel support, positivity, because it's one of like the most important things you could do for yourself. So just to go along with what you said is I've worked in obviously a lot of different environments. You know, I've helped create an amazing environment here, but my first place of work was LA Fitness. Mm-hmm. I then worked at Good Life. So I've been around and I've been in a lot of different private gyms. In some of these gyms, you know, you walk in and like even the front desk, like nobody says anything to you. You just walk in, it's like they beep your thing and you walk in. And then when you're going in, it's these massive machines and everybody everywhere. And it's just like, you feel like you're just a random number in a place. So it can be super intimidating, right? And then also on top of that, there's maybe like group class places where you just pop in, anybody could do a class. But the instructor doesn't know who you are, you don't really know the people, and it could be a little bit overwhelming and intimidating, right? So that's definitely something that I could see, I guess, on the coaching side of things, how people can be like, I'm not going there. No, I'll just stay home and I'm not doing anything. What would be for you, Reena, like something that'd be frustrating?
I find like all the fad diets, like the Dr. Bernsteins, the Weight Watchers, like all these things out there that try and lure people in to lose weight. But nobody wants to sit down and show someone what to eat, how much to eat, what to do. Like, it's all about just taking this. Just take this and you'll lose the weight. But then what happens when you stop taking it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the cookie cutter plans and all that type of stuff.
Like, I've got friends that are on Ozempic and all that stuff, but then I see them eating McDonald's every night. So it's like, what's the point of investing that much into your health and health, if that's what you're going to do and you're not going to move your body?
Well, Ozempic, like, you know, especially me being a coach now, like it's more common than everybody thinks.
And I have nothing against it if you've got diabetes and you're taking it for the right reasons. But if you're taking it just to lose weight, I'm not sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of, you know, consequences that come with it. I think when I initially heard about it, I was more like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, what are you doing? That's not good for you. But I think there's situations, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, diabetes is the main reason. But even I think for people that are really, really overweight and like they don't see a path, I think it could be something to, you know what I'm saying, get the wheels going a little bit. My challenge is what you said is...
It needs to be monitored. It needs to be, tell this person to take it, but go on a 10-minute walk every day as well. and stay with them until the end.
Yeah.
Like, don't just be like, you've lost your weight, you're done, you're on your own now.
Exactly. And I think that's the problem sometimes. It's just the way society is like quick fix mentality is I'm going to do this one thing to solve everything, where it's like, no, okay, we're going to introduce Ozempic or whatever it might be, but I'm also going to walk. I'm also going to do 2 or 3 days of strength training. I'm going to eat protein. I'm going to prioritize my sleep. All those things together, that's someone making, a better decision basically.
Yeah, and I've tried so many programs out there. I've done Dr. Bernstein's, I've done Weight Watchers. I've lost 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, but then I've also gained it back twice as much.
So you've been here for 10 years. You've been here for 6 years. Where have you guys gone before?
I was everywhere. I had a personal trainer. I was at Good Life for the longest time.
Did you have a personal trainer at Good Life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it. Yeah. And then I tried a few things on my own, which, there's only so much Googling you can do when you're overwhelmed with all the information. And it's like, and then I stopped because I was frustrated.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk to. Even when I was assigned a personal trainer, it was like, are you listening to me? Because I really want you to listen. I have a problem and I want to solve it. And it was just like, here's your list. Now go 4 times a week. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But got me nowhere, really.
And when you were at Good Life, you had the membership where you go do your own thing, but you had an actual personal trainer who worked with you too?
Yeah.
So I worked for Good Life for it was close to a year. If I were to say Good Life compared to LA Fitness, Good Life was a way better company. I had a good experience there, taught me some things. But to your point, a lot of the places like these big box gyms, like the simple coaching, like there's just a lack of effort. Like there's a lack of like, hey, I know you, I care about you, like the rapport. It's just like someone comes in. It's no passion and culture.
Because that's not their end game. Like those coaches are just there to get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
Get experience.
Or they're young and they're trying to learn and kind of develop. Where have you gone in the past?
I've done Good Life. I've done many box gyms. But then when I was at my heaviest, I invested in a personal trainer out of Brampton. And yeah, I don't know, he didn't really know what he was doing either.
Yeah.
He didn't bother to, assess my weight, assess my mobility, what I was able to do and not do. He just threw me right into doing burpees or
all the high intensity cardio,
like box jumps when I couldn't even squat, do a bodyweight squat. So
okay, so let's do this. I want to, we all have experiences, right? What would you say are some things if somebody's listening to our podcast today and they're just like, okay, I want to know the things that bad coaches do, so when I recognize it, I can run the hell away from those people. What would be some things that you guys would say, based on your experiences, like, hey, this is not good coaching if they're doing this?
I think right from the onset, when they start talking about membership without a conversation, right? It's the who, what, when, why, where. If you don't ask those key questions for someone that's looking for a change in their health, run for the hills.
Yeah.
Right?
You need to understand why you're there. Like, are you there to lose weight? Are you there to build strength? Are you there to just work on your mobility? Right? Are you there to have a social outing? What are you there for?
So and I want to, push a little bit deeper on that. If you are going to work with a coach, personal trainer, I think there's differences in between the two, but let's say they're the same. If they just start talking to you about sessions, I think you're not working with the right person. Because number one, like Diana said, is they need to sit down and ask you a bunch of questions to determine, can I help you? Right. Because there's lots of people that I will sit down with and I'll be like, we're not the right place for you. Because you're looking for this, you're looking for that. We do this. So a really good coach is they know the people that they can help, and then they're going to kind of push out the other people that they can't. So another thing that they should do is in the consultation, it should be just mapping out the journey, right? Based on your goals, right? So if I sat down with you and you're telling me, you know what, coach, I want to lose 20 plus pounds of fat and I want to work towards my first chin up. And if you sit down with me and say, hey, coach, I want to lose 100 plus pounds of fat, it shouldn't be, well, we have 10 sessions, we have 20 sessions, or we have 30. Which one do you want to go with?
But our programs shouldn't be the same.
Exactly. Right. So
Yeah.
there should be things where the coach is able to convey, okay, hey, this is the length of time that I think it's going to take you, Diana, to get to your goal. Reena, this is what I think you should do. But also these are the workouts and these are the habits that should be applied to you. So those are things that can happen through a consultation. But those are the differences between a trainer who's just going to give you a workout and more a coach in a program who actually cares about just getting you results. So those are things. Other things you guys would say in terms of like, just like, man, like
Just being personable, know your name, know your, like, you have kids, where do you come from, where do you live?
Yeah.
What are your hobbies?
But you want to know when I'm looking at you right now, funny story. I want to say like 6 months or 9 months. I was saying Reena. You don't remember this? I was saying like Reena, or I was saying it a certain way for like literally 6 months. I meet Sunny, and Sunny's like, "Why do you keep saying Reena?" I'm like, "What the fuck you mean?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, he's like, "It's Reena." I'm like, "Yo, I've been coaching Reena for 6 months, and she's never corrected me once." So that's a funny story of like me not friggin' even realizing that. But yes, being more personal, that's one thing. What else?
Just genuine. I know people that go into this fitness journey are looking for a service. So there's always a dollar value attached to it. But I think the mindset starts with the individual too, that it's not just about that. And the person on the opposite end, it's if I pay you X amount of money, you're telling me that I'm going to look like Britney Spears, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me I'm going to do this, that, and I'm going to look amazing in a bathing suit. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, you're full of crap. Help me. That's why I'm here. Be
real.
Be real.
Yeah.
I know you want my money,
Yeah.
but what are you going to do for me to improve my health?
Gotcha.
Make me love myself again.
Yeah,
Type idea. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
being honest with it. What would be like things for you guys that are like, since you guys have worked with hopefully some good coaches here, what would be some traits in a coach you guys really like?
the care, the passion. There are some coaches, you could be at one end of the dojo and they're all the way at the other end and they spot something and they immediately come to you. You could be doing something that you think is perfect form, but in reality, they slow you down. They take the time to show you the proper way. And then you pick up right up and you go at it again. I like that, as opposed to, like I said earlier, the number, the invisible person.
Yeah.
It's like you guys have eyes everywhere. It's kind of annoying sometimes. But being through it all, I value that. I'd rather have, Reena's on me all the time. You got to do this. You got to work on your phone or whatever, right? That is good. That came from somewhere.
Yep.
So that came from a coach.
Yep.
That just, and on top of her personality, right?
I have a quote that I say it in sports a lot of times, but I believe it in here too, is the best players want to be coached. So I believe the best students, they want you to coach them. You know, so a lot of times in our staff meetings, I'll remind our team, I say, hey guys, I know we have a hard job. You know, we'll coach 6 people at once. A lot of times we're getting new people adjusted and getting them accustomed to how we do things, but we can't forget about the people that have been here is they want you to coach them. They want you to tell them that was not deep enough. I think you should go heavier. I think you should go lighter. So if you're working, my point is, if you work with a coach and they never say anything to you, if they're just like, yeah, good job. Oh, so what were you doing this week? And then it just gets to the social stuff, they're not coaching you. You're just going through a workout. Like great coaches, they want their students to be their best. And they're always trying to find different ways to get their form better, to get them to lift more heavier, or just to get them results, you know, fat loss or building muscle, whatever it is.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like the coaches here, the confidence that they have is what I appreciate the most. Yeah. Like when Coach Carmela became a coach, I was like, how is like an 18-year-old going to coach a 40-year-old who's been in the program for 10 years?
Yeah.
But she is like the most critical with everything I do. And she shows me the right way to do stuff. And she's amazing.
Good. So coaching is one thing, watching the form. I think even as a coach, even to go along with that, it's tough sometimes, right? Like you have your people that have been with you and it's like, hey girl, like you got to get that push-up deeper. Right? Like that chin got to get over that bar in the chin-up. So it's not easy as a coach to do that, but that's what obviously your best clients, they want you to do. What would be some other things that you guys would look for like in a great coach?
The accountability.
Yeah,
If
that's
if
huge.
your coach doesn't see you in a couple of days and they haven't reached out, I'm not sure if
They care.
they care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up.
Even in the class itself, like as soon as you walk through the door and your face is tripping you because you had a bad night or whatever it is, instantly someone's picking up on that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those coaches, and they may, bring you to the side to ask you if you're good. And again, that comes back to being genuine,
Yep.
right? You actually care,
Yep.
right? And it's not a long conversation on my bad night. It might just be like a few words, and then you're right back at it again, right?
Yep.
So it's that difference that makes a huge, huge thing to somebody that's probably quiet
Yeah.
and never thought that someone would come
yeah.
up to them and talk to them.
The
right?
empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy is huge.
Have to like understand, hey, this coach realizes what I'm going through, cares to say something.
Mhm.
Like,
And it's hard. Like I think from the coach's side of things, like it's a lot of what we do train up on is like emotional intelligence.
Right.
So there's the IQ stuff, which is like, hey, correct the squat, make sure the knees don't cave in, make sure they're not externally rotated. But what matters most, even just listening to you guys talk, it's the EQ stuff.
Mhm.
It's like, do you care about me? Are you watching, my form, paying attention? Are you noticing when I'm off my game and like showing me those things?
Right.
So those are the difficult parts of being a coach, but it's probably the most important thing that people pay attention to.
Yeah.
But going back to your point with accountability, earlier this year, both of you guys, we spent some time getting
Yep.
things back on track. So we did like a 10-week mentorship where me and Reena, basically we would sit down every Friday. Same thing with Mr. I think we were every Friday too,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So we would sit down for 30 minutes and we would go through their goals of what they're trying to accomplish. But most importantly, we would go over the tactics to get them to the goal. So my question to you guys as long-term students, why was that beneficial? Having that 10 weeks of, like you said, accountability and mentorship, like give me some insight on the experience. What has it done for you? And kind of over the course of this year as you've
Mhm.
continued on.
I think for me, sometimes the misconception is when you've been in a place for a long period of time, everybody assumes that you know it all and that you should know it all. So when you asked us to be part of this, it was great because you have an ability to dig deep. And when you dig deep, it forces us to, okay, you know what? I didn't think about this.
Mm.
Maybe I have to increase whatever it may be, right? So to me, that accountability, it's a hand-in-hand relationship, right? I go back to, I want to do this. I want to accomplish this. You're helping me guiding me to get there, and also correcting me if I think I'm at that point that, yeah, I could do it all.
Yeah.
And in reality, no, it's a journey,
Yeah.
right? If we were done, we probably would have been done years ago, but
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime journey. It's
Mhm.
not just a year, a two, or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
to me, I think that makes a huge difference that sometimes can be lost over the course of the year, right? But if you have those moments, it's a reset button.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with a reset button.
And like I said, the best best players want to be coached.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard to ask for help. And like you said, it's like, oh, like I should know this already. But that's what I always remind people is like in my own personal journey, I've always had coaches.
Right.
So when you're doing good, it's great to have a coach who just kind of spit that like positivity. And it's like, girl, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of times that's what the job is just reminding you guys of how good you're doing it. But then it's also raising expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, you know what, Mr. R, you could walk more, right? You could lift a little bit heavier. You could train a little bit harder. Hey, Reena, you could track your food a little bit better. We could get away from being scared on the scale. Like it's those reminders,
Mm-hmm.
right? What would be for you, like kind of insight on what the 10-week kind of mentorship did for you?
It just refocused it. It just refocused me, like reminded me of my why. And I think throughout that, I changed my why.
Mm-hmm.
I think halfway. So yeah, digging deep again and thinking about why you're doing this. And then I think another exercise we did was creating a schedule.
Yeah.
So just getting refocused on your daily tactics, like your habits and how to fit them in and make sure you get them in. So yeah, for me, it was a great way to just refocus on my goals, on my why, on my tactics, and yeah.
And I'll give like a little layout to people, right? So like everybody would think like with a 10-week, the first thing that we're doing is like, okay, how many calories you're going to eat? How are you going to do this? Where I like to coach and what I've learned, especially from the Training for Warrior system, is we have to start with the big picture stuff. So when I sat down with Reena and Diana, it was like, okay, like, how do you feel right now? Like, where are you today in your current health and situation? That was step one.
Right.
Then we started to think about, okay, where do we actually want to go? Like, what are the things that we want to accomplish? Things that we talked about is getting close to 100 pounds, you being in your low 20s, getting your first chin-ups, performing like this athlete, right? So it's understanding where we want to go. And then one of the topics that we always talk about on the podcast is I always ask, like, why do you want to do it? What's the emotional reason behind it? Then after that, things that we talk about that I'm a big believer that makes a difference is, what are your values? What do you stand for as a person? So a lot of people don't talk about these things with health and fitness, but I think that's the difference. If you are very clear on your goal, you have an emotional reason why, you have a few values that you stand on, it helps reinforce the behaviors that you're supposed to do to get to the goal. Then after that, that's the tactics. It's like, okay, how much are we going to walk? How are we going to train? All those things. So that's a little bit of what we do in the program. And I'm just so proud of both of you guys, because that 10 weeks has led to an amazing year of consistent training and great results. I think for you, Diana, this is the most consistent that you've maintained your body fat ever. And it's funny, I was actually just like in preparation for the core values banquet and everything, I was looking at different videos and pictures, and I was just looking at a video of literally like you, like I think a year and a half ago. I'll show it to you. Just different woman.
Very.
Like when you start, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but like, 39, 40% body fat to now mid 20s and low, like managing it. It's just like, it's amazing to see. And I'm just proud that, those little moments in the 10 weeks have given you that confidence to just keep making it more consistent for yourself, right? And Reena, just like how we talked about over the last podcast, is like 10 weeks of just refocusing your vision led to a whole year of, just the most consistent you've been in all areas of the journey. So maybe to end off, ladies, I guess just giving some like insight, like you guys have been here for 10 years, for 6 years. What makes you still love showing up to the dojo? And maybe you could tackle a couple areas, the training aspect of it, the social aspect of it. Like, what makes you guys keep coming?
For me, I think it's the perfect little package. It's, walking in the very first day being scared shitless, like literally shitless, not knowing what I was getting myself into, and then developing relationships, learning what I can do and what I can't do, and how, just be a better version of myself. It's that whole encompassing. It's not just one definitive thing for me. And it's been bigger and better every single year. Do you know what I mean? I saw the basics in year 1. Year 2, it was, oh, okay, I get this now. The light bulb went off earlier this year, and things that I didn't think were possible, like friendship. Do you know what I mean? Your mentorship, the coach's mentorship. To me, it's all encompassing. It's not just one thing.
Okay, so but let me push back a little bit. Like, for example, training wise, you come here, that's like the main thing. Like, obviously, there's so much other things that people get once you're here. But when you initially come, you're like, yo, I want to work out. I want a place that I want to work out. What is it about the training here that like makes you keep coming back?
Easy. It's all It's all
Yeah.
written for us. It's all planned out for us. You know what you're doing every month. Coaches are there to show you what to do.
The good thing is you're not last minute coaching or mentoring.
Yeah.
It's the prep work that you put into to be able to deliver to your students, whoever they may be at whatever stage they are, right? So we have our phones, we have the app, we have discussions with the coaches, we have the boards. And it's like, you could get different reactions of the holy crap, I can't wait for this, or the holy crap, this is but I think the enthusiasm is still there on whoever you're speaking to, right? It's a huge difference, as opposed to not knowing month to month or quarter to quarter, right? The fact that you've been able to zone in on things like that and talk about it well in advance makes a huge difference.
Love that.
Yeah.
And that's part of like what we try to provide is just like a predictable system.
Mhm.
Sometimes people think they want variety. Like, oh, I just want, give me a new workout. It's like, yeah, we're going to drip that in. But for most people, what we need is like the same shit
Right.
over and over and over again. That's how you create mastery.
Mhm.
So we try to keep the workouts predictable. But like you said, it's giving you guys, what was the phrase I was going to say? Giving you guys the guess workout. Is where when you guys are busy moms, you have 2 kids, you have 3 kids, right?
Mhm.
Yes, you have 3 kids, both wives, career woman, like so much things going on. The last thing you guys need to think about is which phase in my training cycle do I need to adapt and change? Is like you guys just want to show up and just like get PRs and get results.
But also, if you have an injury, you can talk to
Oh,
the coach
that's right.
ahead of time
Yes.
and work around it.
Yeah.
Or if you're not at the bar yet, you can do a modification. Like it's not set in stone either.
Yeah.
But it's there to work around your needs and
Mhm.
your capabilities.
And then maybe talk about a little bit, because you mentioned a bit, Ms. Jara, is like the social aspect of it. It's you're coming to train, you're coming to get results. We are busy people. We're coming in here for, sometimes 75 minutes and then we're out the door with our life. What are like the social things that you've pulled from being in a place like this?
I'll give you a perfect example this morning. So I was over here with Nav training, and then over to the side were the 3 ladies, brand new, and they were doing, I believe it was Warrior Core, and they were so quiet, so into themselves, no smiles, no nothing, and I don't know what it was, whether it was a pre-workout that kicked in. I was like, come on, ladies, let's do this. Let's do it with intention. I need you to smile. And before you knew it, they picked up the emotion behind it, the passion started to come out. And I think years ago, you wouldn't have got me to say boo. But
I remember those years.
yes,
I remember the quiet
I was
years.
mute. And now it's like, I know you ladies, you could do this.
Yeah.
The training aspect, you got this, but it's what comes next, right? Put the passion into that lift or that twist or whatever.
Yeah.
So to me, that is huge. I've done that a lot. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I spoke too loud. But I can see what's the word? Not the ability, but the potential in somebody, right? It's like they're this little clam. It's like, how do we open that little clam up and be heard a little
And
bit?
then you see people like I'm sure you guys have done it being longtime students, is you see the potential and then you see people living it. Like, wow, like you've really transformed into this program.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What would be something for you on the social side, Reena?
Yeah, like being around like-minded individuals who are on the same path in life as you are.
Yeah.
No matter if they have kids, they don't have kids, they've got that path of health and fitness that kind of, you feed off of each other.
Yes.
So we have shreds each season. You connect with a group of people and you connect so closely that you get to know them so well.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. Some of my best friends are from here.
Yeah.
And I don't even talk to any of my high school, like university friends anymore.
Yeah.
If you go through my phone, like my top 10 people are from here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that. One thing about fitness, it could be such a beautiful social thing.
Mhm.
I think sometimes we need our space, as busy professionals, busy parents. We just need our time. Like today, I worked out by myself today, and it was beautiful. I got to talk to myself, think, go through things, but just a good workout, finish it by myself. Sometimes you might need that space from your family, and that's what a place like this is sometimes, to come do your own thing. But I really believe the best thing is like training with other people.
Mhm.
It's really fun. It connects you. It bonds you when you do hard things with other people. And that's why, like you said, is like some of your best friends are people that you meet here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So just think about that. Like if you're thinking about making a lifestyle change, you can do it by yourself and you can start the journey. But like having some other people that you could connect with on the way will allow you to get better results, but also just make it more enjoyable. All right. So I guess to wrap up this episode, my last question that I would say, ladies, is like, what do you think is like the type of person that succeeds in a place like this? Like, who would you recommend? Because you guys have obviously seen lots of people come into the dojo. You've built great relationships with people, but you've seen lots of people leave too,
Mhm.
right? We only get people for so long, right? For me, my goal is like, man, if I could have someone in my life coaching them for 3 years, I'm so grateful. because with all the different things that people have and have to spend their money on. But for you guys, like, what would you say? Like, who's that type of person that you think like best succeeds here? What kind of mindset do they have? What kind of background do they have? Things like that.
You want to take this one? I need to think about this. No, I'm just kidding.
From the
Go ahead.
client, like from the student perspective, right?
Someone who's open to learning
Mhm.
and open to feedback. Like I've seen students who are like, no, I'm not doing that, or I can't do that. I'm doing it right. What are you talking about? It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
You have to be open to feedback. You have to be open to learning. And you have to have a bit of like that fire in you to get better.
Right.
I love that. We say student instead of client. You know, like we'll throw up client once in a while, but like the main term that we use is student because a student is forever learning. Like
Mhm.
we're always developing. We always want to soak up more information. Let me get better in this area. Once I'm crushing all these PRs, okay, let me get my mobility. Let me get faster. Let me help somebody else. That's a big thing that I would say. Ms. Jara, how about you?
I agree with Reena, but also we are busy professionals. There are busy people out there in different career paths. Reena, you said that earlier, where some have kids, some don't have kids. I think this is a program that, so long as you have a commitment to yourself and you want to learn, you want to change, then this is it. This is a place for you to come in, learn, allow yourself to learn, and be patient.
Yeah.
If you've got that already in you and you've got that drive to push forward, then try it. You know, hiding behind that mirror, never looking at yourself in it will get you nowhere.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about it, because we can all say we're all so busy. Well, let me show you what that busy can look like, right?
The key word I heard you say that I like is patient.
Mm-hmm.
But it's both. Like, so one term that I've heard before that I really like, and I try to always remind everybody here, you have to have aggressive patience.
Yes.
So patience is just like, just take my time, you know, it will come. Aggressive patience is like, I'm aggressive with my actions.
Right.
You know, so I'm going to work out 4 days a week. I'm going to work on my habits. I'm going to learn. I'm going to be coachable, like we were just talking about. That's the aggressive part. But the patience part, like you're talking about, is I'm going to be patient with the journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to expect unrealistic changes in short periods of time.
Right.
I'm going to have delayed gratification that if I put in this work, eventually I will get the result.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge one. There was one point that you said. What was the second thing that you said? You said being
Having
a
that
student, having the fire.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, striving for excellence.
Yes.
What this podcast is about.
So for example, like fire, to me, that's passion, that's enthusiasm, that's having a goal. For you guys, maybe my last question for you, because I do think fire is an important thing. Some people will come and they're in a low point in their life, and like that's the fire that gets them to go. Some people have some big, scary goal that they're excited to pursue. At this point, it's year 10 for you, it's year 6 for you. What is your fire right now that's driving you guys to be your best?
I want to be an athlete.
That's what you told me at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said, you know what? Because leading up to the beginning of this year, I was riddled with injury. I was riddled with a few other things. But I think there were excuses. Like realistically, I think there were excuses. And then when we did our 10-week program, it was like, screw this. You know what? I could do a better push-up. I could do a chin-up, which I've been waiting for 6 bloody years. And then we started training for it, right? So it was that passion, that fire that I had to dig deep to find it. Because prior to that, it was the, oh, poor me syndrome.
I'm not an
right?
athlete.
I'm not an athlete. I'm never going to be like Carms.
Mhm.
And then the ongoing joke was, I want Nikessa's arms. Like, for the love of God, I just want that arm, right? And then when it slowly started happening, I was like, oh, now I want to wear a bathing suit. We've had that discussion,
Yes, yeah.
right? So I just want to be an athlete.
A hot
A hot-
bikini athlete.
Exactly.
Love that. Reena, how about you, girl?
Same thing. Like, I don't want to be an athlete, but I haven't come this far to come this far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to be Legion. I want to get to every single goal that I have set out. My push-ups. I want that chin up. I want to be in the 20s. I've come this far. I got to keep going.
Gotta keep going. Love it.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you ladies coming on here and just kind of sharing your perspective as longtime students. Today was just like, honestly, a good conversation with two students that I love and I trust. I'm always asking them questions, even though they don't always answer me back.
I'm a people person.
Yeah, but they came on here today to give their insight. So listen, if you're someone who sees yourself and, both Reena and Diana, you're a busy professional, you're busy parents, you're looking to take your health and fitness to the next level. Number one, hey, use the podcast. This is what we created the podcast for, is to give out free information that's simple, that you can implement in your life and see real changes. But if you feel like you need more guidance and help, you want to come to a place like this, you want to work out with other amazing people like that, this is the opportunity. All right. Training for Warriors, that's what we're designed to do. All right, guys. So stay tuned for more amazing podcasts. Share this one out. I'm Coach Cory. Thank you, ladies, for being here again. Beastin'.